That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bit focus. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are watching us on YouTube, hi. My name is David. This is Tatiana. And
Hello, everybody.
hello, everybody. And we are here at Ecamm for Educators. We're all alone. We're very lonely, but we're happy to be here nonetheless. And 4.3. We were just talking about how to.
Let me set it up, David, because here,
Yeah.
so I really, when I'm using Zoom or Ecamm for Zoom or any Zoom window when I'm teaching, what I really want to be able to do is completely separate the gallery view from the Zoom menu controls, because what I'd like to do is have a separate window of the gallery view that I can look at in my teleprompter, but not have to go up there to control anything of the meeting because it's just too small. I want to keep my main meeting controls on my main screen here rather than looking up at the teleprompter. So I know Zoom has the ability to use dual monitor, and that does create a separate window, but that separate window isn't gallery view. It's either speaker or shared screen content. So that doesn't solve my problem, unfortunately. So you also run the Zoom test kitchen with several others, and this is a question I brought up in the Zoom test kitchen, and there was some discoveries made when you share your screen, but in this case, I'm not trying to share my screen either. So seems like there is right now there is not a way to just separate the gallery view from the Zoom menu controls.
Correct. And there isn't. You're absolutely right about that. So then we were talking about, okay, if we can't do that, which we can't, can we, how many of those controls can we take out, as it were, of the main Zoom window and, put them on a Stream Deck or something? How many of those can we control without having to go back up there and fiddle around in our little teleprompter window? So unfortunately, I'm looking at the Ecamm for Zoom. Give me this. Let me do this so that people can see. So I'm looking in. I'm just going to spotlight myself so that way people can on YouTube can see. So we're looking at Stream Deck in the Ecamm for Zoom. There isn't. Oh, I just noticed something. Wait a second. What is that? Hold on a second.
What original
is that
sound?
new? Wait a second.
That must.
Hold your horses here for a second. Wait a second. Did that just? Hold on.
Does it change your original sound for musicians settings on and off?
No, it's not. So I'm not sure why. I wonder. Oh, I think I know why. I think because I'm using manual mode. Yeah. Okay. In any case, sorry, I got distracted. Okay. So we're looking for screen sharing specifically. There really isn't screen share controls in the Ecamm for Zoom plugin for Stream Deck. But if you use something called Companion, there are. So Companion is a third-party software that works with a Stream Deck. And if you go into like production trucks and real folks who are doing this for real, this is what they use. They don't use the Stream Deck software. They use Companion. And there are a bunch of different plugins that you can use to control Zoom from here. The one that I'm using right now is Zoom OSC, which is a separate Zoom product, but it's just a Zoom client. And so if I go to, I'll go to a blank page here. These are all just different pages on my Stream Deck. So we'll just use this one. So I can go ahead over to here and I can look at breakout actions. So I can create a breakout room, configure breakout rooms, delete breakout room, let's go to create breakout room. Once I put this in here, this now has, when I press this button, it will create, I wonder if, let me make, oh, see, this isn't the host of this meeting, so that particular button won't work. But let me open up in this meeting some breakout rooms just so that we can see breakout rooms. There we go. All right. So let's do, I'll make 2 breakout rooms, assign manual. No, we'll let participants choose. And let me just make sure my settings are correct. Automatically move. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. We don't need a countdown. Okay. Open all rooms. Okay. So now I have a couple of breakout rooms open. So now, if I go here into presets and I choose this Zoom module that I have here, I can I'll put open there. I can close breakout rooms. I can delete breakout rooms. I can return self. I can broadcast a message to all my breakout rooms. So for this one, for example, you click on it and then this is where you get to configure it. So all of this stuff up here, this is all just how do you want the button to look. You can change the text color and all that other stuff. And, do you want an image and things like that? But here's the message, rooms closing in 5 minutes. Right, so that's the message. That message is now going to go to all breakout rooms. So let's see if breakout rooms are open, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and press that button. But I have to get to tile 6. How do I get that? Bear with me, I'm sorry. I have to figure out how to get, I have to have a button to get to that page, which I don't have. So hold on a second. I need to get to page 6. So let's do meeting actions. There we go. So for meeting actions, here we go. And I'm going to let me just put a button here to go to page 6 rather. No, I don't want that. Go back. Sorry.
That's okay. It's part of the process.
I want to internal, and I would like you to just go to page, please. Set to page, and we'll do page 6. Okay. Oh, that's my tiles page. I could have just done that. All right. And let's call this test. All right. So now I have a button on here that should, yes, took me to that page, which I'll bring you back to now, which is here. And out now I see on my Stream Deck these 3, oops, hello. Oh, I know what happened. Sorry, I was trying to turn on my Cursor Pro. Come back, there we go. So now I'm on my Stream Deck, I'm now seeing these buttons: open breakouts, close breakouts, and broadcast message. So let me click the broadcast message. And that sent a message, I believe, to all of the breakout rooms. But more, it's hard to do this when no one's in the breakout rooms. Let me check the closed breakout rooms.
I can't go to a breakout room, then I won't hear you.
Right. Oh, no, you know why it's not working? I'll tell you why it's not working. Because I did not make myself a co-host yet. And you can't do anything with this stuff. There we go. So now if I send a message, or there we go. Okay. So let me bring you back over here now. Yeah. So now here are my breakout rooms, and I'm going to press open breakout rooms, and you can see they opened, and now close breakout rooms, and you can see they closed. So you can build, if you have a Stream Deck, you can build actions that can control your breakout rooms completely. That's one thing you can do.
Yeah, kind of like a workaround.
Well, yeah. So it may be a workaround, but the truth is that I use this for every meeting that I do. I mean, I not every meeting, but almost every meeting that I do. So for example, when go ahead and wait, before you do anything, let me make sure this is turned on. Okay. So go ahead and let's have you see. Why is it not seeing everybody? Bear with me for a second. No. I should see the names there, but for some reason I don't, and I'm not sure why.
Let me just ask you
I'm
a question, David. So
Go for it.
this tool, BitFocus Companion, is a more granular way of programming controls on the Stream Deck.
It's um yes, more granular, also a lot more controls. Like there's just, I mean, you can see if I go into just the presets here for this one tool, these are just the breakout room actions. There are chat actions, data, managing
Can we see
selections.
the chat actions?
Sure, of course. You can send a chat to everyone, or you can send a chat to one person. So if I choose send a chat to one person, go back over here. What that does is I don't know why I want to show you the names on here, but it's not working properly, and I don't know why. Continue. So what generally happens is oh, you know what? It's because we only have 3 people. I apologize. All right. So here are the first beautiful thing about Companion is that on my Stream Deck, I can see who's here. So the names of the participants are sitting right on my Stream Deck. And I can see, is their mic open? Is their camera on? Is their hand up? All that information is given to me right on my Stream Deck. And then what I can do is, I need to get to this page now. I never use this page. Hold on, let me do this. Let me join from another device. The gallery feature really only works Zoom. Okay.
I thought 3 was the minimum. I thought 3
No,
was
3 is the minimum. You're right. 3 is the minimum for a number of things, for being able to spotlight and things like that. But over here, all right, hold on. I'm coming in. No audio. Stay co-host. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now you can see we've got 4 people in this meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on my Stream Deck, if I click you, for example, you can see that it turns you gray. And now what I can do is I can spotlight you like that,
Ta-da!
just by pressing a button on my Stream Deck.
Which we cannot do on the Stream Deck using the Zoom Stream Deck app or Ecamm for Zoom.
So for Ecamm for Zoom, they did build in Spotlight Self, which is
Right,
straight out of here,
spotlight anybody else.
but not spotlight anyone else, right? So if I'm in a class and I actually want to spotlight the people who are speaking, I can just press on their name and press, full. Or I could press on their name and then, here, let's see, let's actually try this.
Can
So
you spotlight more than one person at a time with this?
Yep, you absolutely can. So I'm gonna send a chat DM and I'm going to say the message is, hi, Tatiana. Now you wouldn't want to have a specific message like that, but so now what I'm going to do is on my Stream Deck, I'm going to select you, and then I'm going to click send chat DM.
So I got the message.
Right. So I didn't have to click anything. I just pressed 2 buttons on my Stream Deck. But here's the real power. The real power comes in triggers. So do me a favor, and let me get back here. I'm going to unselect you. Go ahead and raise your hand.
My
in Zoom.
virtual hand? Okay.
Yeah.
Raising the hand. Okay, raised
Great.
hand.
Now, did you get a message in chat?
I did. It says, "You're up next. Be ready to unmute your microphone when prompted."
Right. So I actually did nothing for that to happen. So what happened, this is called a trigger. And what I did is I said, when someone ends up in gallery position number 1, I want you to do a whole bunch of stuff. And here's what I told
That's
it I
cool.
wanted to do. I told it, let me go over to page 10. Is that what no. Oh, sorry, it's over here, trigger. So when someone ends up in gallery position 1, now how do I get someone in gallery position 1? They raise their hand. When you raise your hand, you always end up in gallery position 1. So what that does is it, first of all, automatically sends them a message saying, you're up next, be ready to unmute your microphone. It also pre-selects them. So I don't have to press on that person if I want to spotlight them. They're already selected. I can just press boom, done. I pressed one button and you're pre-selected. And now once that's done, once I remove you from being spotlit, a whole bunch of other things happen. You're unselected, you're muted, and the spotlight is gone. So you can set up not just more sort of detailed actions, but multiple actions. You can layer them. You can make them work on triggers so you don't have to press anything. Hypothetically, you could set a trigger that says 30 minutes into my meeting, open all the breakout rooms and bum, 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 bum. So that's, and this isn't just for Zoom. There are hundreds of plugins, maybe thousands that work on Companion. But for Zoom specifically, it's really, really pretty powerful.
Interesting. Interesting. So it looks really great. My only concern is having to open up and manage yet one more tool when, for instance, I'm already navigating a couple of Chrome screens, Keynote for presentations, video, pencil, my notes usually
Absolutely.
in session lab, Ecamm,
Yeah.
and
No,
then we'd
absolutely.
add one more. But I guess once it's set up, it's really just pressing. I'm really just pressing buttons on my Stream Deck. I'm not having to open up something else.
I don't even open it. So here's what it looks like for me is I actually have it on a separate machine. I join the same meeting from that separate machine and I make it co-host. I don't even look at it. I close all the windows. I minimize all the windows and it just works in the background. And then I use that computer for my content. So it's just working. And the only thing I need is the Stream Deck as the interface. So
So
that's my workflow.
you've got a separate Stream Deck connected to that computer, and you're pressing the buttons on that Stream Deck, right?
Exactly. And so the only sort of tricky thing about this is that while you can use both Companion and the native Stream Deck software, you can use them on the same device, same computer. It's not the real work. It's not the best workflow. It's a little messy. It's really better if you use Companion on one device and or Stream Deck. So for example, when I'm in my office, this computer runs Companion. When I go home and this is the only computer I'm using, it just runs the Stream Deck software. So you have to choose.
I I was with
But
you up until a certain part. So you're
okay,
you're running a Zoom meeting.
you can't use Companion to control the Stream Deck and the native Stream Deck software to control the Stream Deck on the same computer at the same time.
Oh, so gotcha. So it's either or. You're either opening up your Stream Deck software or the BitFocus companion.
Basically, there are workarounds. There are ways around that. Like you could add companion buttons to your regular Stream Deck. So there are ways around it, but it's not the best way to do it is really to just use one of them. And so that's why I use two computers because I really use the native Stream Deck software for Ecamm. As you know, it's the best. I think Ecamm has done a brilliant job of building their Stream Deck support. But for the other stuff, I need the companion. So, and it's
Hmm.
free. Companion's free, which is nice also.
That was my next question, so that answers that. So
Yep.
there's no
You
cost
you
barrier.
Right. You would need to use Zoom OSC with it, just because that's how it speaks. It doesn't speak to the native Zoom client. It speaks to that special one. Um, you get that for free if you get if you have the what was that, the media, not media upgrade. What was that quality upgrade thing that Zoom just did? The
Actually,
Can't
I'm
remember
not.
the name of it.
I did want to ask you because my personal Zoom license is up for renewal soon, and I don't have the
Mm.
bells and whistles one. And um, through the university, I have a premium Zoom account. Not premium, but you know. And the problem is I can't use Ecamm for Zoom.
Yep.
I had a workaround for a long time where recently it stopped letting me, so I had to buy my own Zoom account. Then it was letting me into meetings directly into some meetings. Now, every meeting at the university that I try to log into with Ecamm for Zoom says Ecamm is not allowed with this meeting.
Oh, wow.
So we're back to, I can't even join the meeting with Ecamm for Zoom. Um,
Wow.
so I was wondering about the upgrades for Zoom. And where's the email with my billing? Here we go. So, Zoom account renewal is happening in August 13th. And what I have is Zoom Workplace Pro.
Mhm. Yep.
And, but you're saying there are some other packages. And this is going to be $169 for the year for me for Zoom Workplace Pro.
Right. So there are three types of plans. There's free, pro, and business. Um, if you definitely don't want to do the free plan. The difference between pro and business, there are a couple. So first of all, how many participants you need to have. If you need more than 100 participants, go with the business because it's like $3 more a month and you get up to 300 participants. With business, you also get automatically, without even lifting a finger, 1080p, which is a great thing to have.
Right.
But the other thing you can do to get that, and this is where that Zoom OSC thing comes in, zoom.us, is you can get the add-on. So here we've got Pro is $14.16 a month. Let me make myself bigger. Business is $9.60, so it's $5 more a month. But you get the the increased 300 participant. You get unlimited whiteboards and stuff like that. But if your real goal is to get,
How come your business price is less than pro?
um,
Pro says
oh
916 and
yeah, no,
business said 9.
that's
You
because
must
this
have a
is sorry,
special you you've
because
got a
I'm logged
special
in.
situation there.
Yeah, I have a special deal. I
Yeah, cuz
apologize.
the business price I see is 1833
Yeah, sorry. No,
a month.
it's because I'm logged in, and I've had this for almost a decade, and I got a sweet deal when I signed up.
Nice, David. That is very
There
good.
you go, 1833. Sorry about that. Um, with business, you can also have multiple accounts. That's the other thing. But if your real goal is to use like the stuff we were just talking about, then you want to get an add-on, which is called, let's see if it's here, Zoom Enhanced Media. This is the add-on, and this gives you a whole bunch of stuff. And yes, it is $25 a month. So you're paying another $200 a year, $250 a year. It's, although that's monthly. I think it's cheaper. I think it's $240 for the year. And basically you get higher frame rate, you get 1080p, you get 4K in gallery view, you get high bandwidth mode, you get all this stuff to make your quality look a gazillion times better, and you get access to all the liminal apps, which includes Zoom ISO, Zoom OSC,
Now,
excuse me.
is
So
that on top of what you're paying for
yes,
Pro?
yeah,
So
this is
it's
$240 on
it's
top of, yeah.
gotcha. So
It's money. I'm not, yeah, but if this is, look, here's what I would say. If you make your money on Zoom, this is an amazing investment. If you don't, then it's unnecessary,
mhm.
So this is how you would get access to Zoom OSC, which would then allow you to use BitFocus Companion and control those
Gotcha.
breakout rooms. Again, just as a reminder, if people are watching, the whole point of this was to say, how can I control my meeting without having to go up to that control bar in my stinking little tiny window here when Zoom doesn't let me separate that from anything else. There is one thing, Tatiana, which I just discovered. Let me, oh, you know what? I'm not going to really be able to show you, but okay. If you are, here's another workaround. This is a much cheaper workaround. Okay. If you have your main Zoom window in your teleprompter and it's in full screen mode, okay? And wait, let me just see. Are you Spotlight right now?
Me? No.
No, you're not. Okay. And you toggle into speaker mode, you should get a little pop out.
That's what was the thing the other day.
You should get this little pop out right here.
All right, let me try this. So I'm glad we're gonna try this. Let me turn on my teleprompter and put that over here. Just takes a second for it to connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting my main Zoom window over here, and I'm going to go to full screen mode in the top right hand corner.
No, it's the top left-hand corner. You click the green dot to put it in full screen.
All right, let me click the green dot because there's full screen in the right hand side too. Well, I guess it does the same thing.
Yeah, it does.
Now Zoom has taken over everything.
Why?
When I click the green dot, Zoom is on all of my screens, and I do get that pop-out window that we talked about.
Are you on?
But I
Are you
can't
in
see.
dual camera? Are you in dual monitor mode?
Yes.
Your windows should go full screen independently. They shouldn't be connected. That's really weird.
That is weird. I will.
If you hit escape, that should take you out of full screen.
Yep, that took me out of full screen mode. Let's see.
So let's come back to that. Let me just show everyone if they're watching. So basically, for me at least, and I have multiple physical monitors, and I'm in dual monitor mode. So I put Ecamm for Zoom up in my teleprompter window. When I go, and I always keep that full screen. When I toggle my view to speaker view, then I get this little pop-out thing. So then what I could hypothetically, what I wish I could do, but see, well, yeah, I could actually. All right, ready? Wait, we're gonna try this. Hold on. I'm gonna take this over here. All right, here's my Zoom window. I'm gonna make this full screen, right? And now I'm gonna toggle and I'm gonna switch to speaker mode. And so here, now I've got this little dude. So what I could do now is I could take this little dude, put it up in my teleprompter, click on gallery, which is this button right here, and just have it and then just spread it out to fill. So now what I've got is I've got my gallery in my video prompter, in my teleprompter, and I've got you with the controls full screen on a separate monitor.
Why is it? You know how when you play a PowerPoint slide or a keynote without doing
Yes.
it without playing in window, it just takes over all the screens. That's essentially what's happening. And I'm looking at and I am in Ecamm for Zoom. I'm not in just plain old Zoom. And I'm trying to see if there's something about full screen mode preferences because I know in regular Zoom there is, but I don't see
So did you
anything.
click the full screen mode from, let me see what
My
that is.
my
Full
main
screen. It's so interesting because that when I do that, only one of my windows, there's got to be a
yeah.
setting. There's got to be a setting somewhere that maybe links to your windows.
I just don't know. Maybe if I go to gallery.
Let's see. Chat.
Yeah, anytime from my main Zoom window,
Yeah.
whenever I click full screen, whether it's on my teleprompter or on my desktop, whenever I click the green button to make it full screen, Zoom takes over everything. Like I lose what's on my other
Yeah.
monitors.
Yeah.
It's there, I just can't see it, can't get to it.
Go into your settings for a moment. I can't
All right.
imagine this has anything to do with it, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious.
Mm-hmm.
When you for window size when viewing a shared screen, what do you have that set to?
Okay, window size when sharing a scene. Which menu is that under? Under
Under share
I'm in
screen.
share screen. Screen
So go
sharing?
into your Zoom settings, Zoom meeting
Oh, oh,
settings.
oh. I was looking in Ecamm settings. So let me get to my
Ah,
Zoom
okay.
settings. Zoom settings, share screen. For window size, it says maintain current size.
Yeah, it
So it does not
does.
say enter to full screen. Scale to fit
Yeah,
content is turned on.
yeah.
Maybe I'll turn that off.
No, I have mine on.
Okay. See shared content in side by side mode is checked on.
Yeah.
When I share, choose individual windows is
I mean, you're not
on.
screen sharing, so none of this should,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not screen sharing. Then let's go back to
I wonder if
videos and effects.
huh.
Let me see. Let me open all settings and look at everything in Zoom. Something is happening where
Right.
it's just like taking over. I'm going through all my settings here. Audio, meetings, and webinar. Automatically connect to computer audio. My video controls. Keep meetings control visible. Press and hold space to temporarily unmute. That's not it. Use dual monitors is checked on, obviously. So is yours, right?
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
even
so
have
it's probably,
there's a setting that says enter full screen automatically, and that one is turned off anyway.
you know what,
Not That's not what
you
I'm
know,
doing, but
you know what I think it is? I
what?
think your monitors are extended, right? Not mirrored.
Correct. All extended.
Do you use spaces for displays?
No.
So let me see here. Go, oh, let me find it first. Standard, advanced. No, that's not it. Um,
This is a mystery.
hmm.
Because that would be a good workaround if it didn't take over everything. I wonder
Right.
if I join from regular Zoom, how.
But you shouldn't have to. That doesn't, I mean, uh, desktop dot mission control display. Hold on. Desktop and dock. Mission control. Automatic erase spaces, but switch to switch to spaces. Open. Okay. Okay. Go into your Mac settings,
Okay.
preferences,
Hmm.
and search for spaces.
Okay.
And you
Search for.
should see an option that's under desktop and dock setup spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Select that. And
Mm-hmm.
where the second from the bottom where it says displays have separate spaces, is that checked on?
No.
Check that on.
Displays have separate spaces. It says requires logout.
Oh, okay. That's the difference.
So when I um
When you log back in, when you maximize a screen in one, the other screens for that app will not auto maximize because they will be in separate spaces.
so I should always have that on, but I'm gonna need to log out from my computer and come
Probably.
back in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will get
That's
back to
probably it.
you to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Thank
but
you,
then
David.
then the workflow is you make the main Zoom window full screen,
Full
not in your
screen.
teleprompter, in wherever you want it, in some other monitor. Then once you do that, you take the little doohickey that pops out and you can drag that up the gallery into your prompter. That's the workflow. It's messy, but
It's really not that bad. It's just now let me close this out. Now I just hmm. Now previously when I did this. Okay, oh, and when I do it in full screen, I have to have it in speaker view in order to get the pop out.
right. Sorry. So
So
you do it
that's
in full
that's
screen
that's the
and
other
then you
thing.
toggle to speaker view, and that's
Make sure
what gives you
speaker view
the,
is
yeah,
on.
yeah, exactly.
And then, I've got the gallery view. So once I figure out the issue of it dominating all of my screens,
Right.
that should work actually. That
Right.
should then I'll have all my participants only there, but all my controls will still be in this main view,
Yep. Yep.
which will be which is helpful when I'm running a session or teaching to make sure I'm looking here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, the upgrading to Zoom, I don't, for me, teaching for the university, like this is already an expense. I wish I could just use the university one, but then I can't use the cool Ecamm
Yeah.
features and that defeats the purpose for me. So it is costing me more money.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm
It's
glad we figured
frustrating.
this. Thank you for helping me figure that out, David.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
And then I want to share two things with you. So for the University Book Club, uh, we're doing a book called The Science of Learning Meets AI, and I facilitated our third session today. And I use Ecamm. I always tell people if they have a Mac and are interested in this about Ecamm, but sadly, I can't teach it to my students because, I mean, I could, but they would all have to be Mac users and they would have to be willing to pay and all of that stuff. So I do also teach Camo Studio to everyone because it's a great virtual camera tool. Eden is a part of the Ecamm family as well, and it's a great beginner friendly tool. Have you heard of Meld?
I have, but I'm not sure why.
It's another virtual camera tool. There's quite a few out there. Obviously OBS is one of the major players for virtual camera tools in the world. Meld Studio. There's a Prism Live Studio is another one that I've explored. But to me, Camo is the most beginner friendly, and the one that I'll teach. And it's got some pretty cool upgrades. So whenever anybody doesn't have the budget or the operating system and they want to learn, I feel like Camo is such a great tool. But I personally, I use Ecamm, and that's, I try to represent over here with my Ecamm box back there too. But today, when I was running it with all the bells and whistles too, I very often am running Keynote. I think you use Keynote as well, right, David?
Yep.
So I came up with a visual metaphor to teach my to have a discussion and to teach some of the concepts from my book. So, Keynote is a key player that I'm using here. And what I'll often do is if I have my cell phone, I'll use my cell phone as a remote to run Keynote off of here so I could just have something. But you could use anything because unfortunately, ever since I updated something and then the Keynote Stream Deck plugin no longer works. So I just use my cell phone to advance to the next slide using the Keynote remote feature, right? By opening up Keynote on my phone. And then I can just
Which I
easily
love. I
go.
use that on my iPad too.
Yeah,
I love
I
that
really
feature.
like it. I like it. So wanted to just remind people about the remote in Keynote to be able to do that. And sometimes it's just a nice backup too. Also, if you have a handheld remote, that works pretty well. That works well. I use that a lot in in-person classes, but I mostly use my phone or an iPad to run the shows here. So anyway, this is my whole like visual metaphor what we were navigating in the content. But then so that's a second scene that I had. And then the other one is I was sharing a tool called Storms. And this right now, let me just go to my activities. Right, what you're seeing right now is like the share the display, the presenter view rather than the behind the scenes of it. So I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of it in just a sec, but I first want to show you. So it's this is the results from the meeting today, for just to get us warmed up, asking what are people's favorite, and I can see it's a little small when it displays. If I do it this way, I could actually probably. Anyway, I have to play around with displaying it, but for right now, it looks like this. And I'm also giving Alex feedback, who's the developer of Storms. Storms has been around for a long time, like more than a decade. But I knew about it, but I was just using other tools. And I still use Stream Alive because I really enjoy Stream Alive and people can answer directly from the chat. Alex has different engagement tools available in here. They all have polls, questions, types of things. But one thing that I really liked is I'm going to show you this one where people would be able to drop a pin. So for example, my question for them was, how do you feel today about generative AI and your teaching? And you kind of you have these sections where it's like stormy weather, some streams, waters, mountains, prettier paths, sunshine. People can do a check-in that's a little bit different. Now, they can't do this part directly from Zoom, though they can answer poll questions and comments and things directly from within Zoom. Here, they would have to go to the link that I would provide to be able to answer. And then the other activity is this one where I'm just going to zoom into one so you can see. I asked them to fill in the blank. So, for example, this person, the question was, when I was a young adult, I learned to, and you would insert the skill, the thing you learned to do, and that you were helped by whoever helped you. And this made a difference because, and then they shared the impact. So people can fill in their answers. And my goal was to get the professors to take the posture of students and be reminded again of learning areas. So people shared different things: driving, cooking, socializing, studying. And it's a great way to quickly capture a lot of data. And then the other piece of it is it created an AI image based on their responses. And so I wanted to test this out for Alex, see how this goes, see how I felt about the images, see how people felt about the images that it created. With AI, you don't know what you're going to get. So it was just interesting to see in terms of representation or bias or things, what kinds of things would come up. I'm partial to the non-human ones myself. I think those are pretty cute. But what I as I'm exploring with these tools, it's like, just different ways of getting people engaged to answer questions. And I will now show you like behind the scenes what this looks like. The control for this here. Let me just set up this window. So
Thank you for my
the
access, by the way. I just jumped in. This is
Yeah,
great.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So it's right now Alex is given everybody who's been invited. So I was invited to be a part of it and I'm testing it and he is going to it's not going to remain free, but it's free right now. And this is a tool that he's working on that will be part of his income and the services he provides. And I've given him a lot of feedback and he's implemented it right away. So it's by invite only. So I was able to so I have, I think, up to three people I can invite. So David, I invited you since you're interested in it. And you have some controls back here to build activities. So I'm just going to say that we're going to add an activity and you can do, you can create an activity completely from scratch. You can do blank presets and there's all different kinds of activities. So it's already built in some things that are typical in facilitations like know and wonder or highlights, lowlights, and headlights. But you can also have your participants upload a photo. So for example, I do an activity with my students where they do a silent portrait and then I have them send me the photo and then I've got to figure out how to get it on display for everybody, drop it into a folder, display. He actually has an activity where everybody can just immediately upload a picture to the shared space. I also use Miro, and Miro is a tool that could be done to use some of these things. But Storms has a lot of unique engagement tools and some that you will see like an emoji cloud or a word cloud or multiple choice, lots of different things on here. So I just figured this is another great tool to add to an engagement or educational toolkit that I'm exploring. So I can show you one other
You
one
know what's
here.
one of the things that's interesting to me about the sector. I'm playing around with mine as you're demoing it. It is Zoom actually has this problem also. When apps and Ecamm for that matter, apps when they have so many features and so many options, figuring out how to help people navigate and find their way through it is like it just becomes really really challenging. And I mean the way he designed this is it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really really
aesthetically, I
beautiful.
really like it. I
Yeah.
really like it too.
So it's interesting. So I'm looking at it in, I guess, dark mode because my computer is in dark mode. And by the way, shout out to him for automatically switching, having light mode and dark mode. That's huge. But yeah,
That's
this is
really good.
beautiful. Just beautiful.
He's made it very, very nice. And there's lots of other things that because you can easily change views so let's look at one of the activities where I have some data. So that's something I learned as a young adult, right? Well, all the cards on here, you can change the view of it. So you can view it as a card wall. You can view them all as individual vertical responses. You can view it as a matrix. You can view it as a table. So I think that's a unique feature to be able to see things differently. So for any activity, you can instantly transform it into a word cloud too. Um,
What's his name again?
Alex
Alex, I just found a
Eisensteiner.
bug.
Alexander Eisensteiner. Oh, good. He
So
would
Alex,
actually appreciate that.
yes, I just found a bug. So I'm just so you know, if you're watching this, we can send you the
You're a
video.
bug finder.
I I am on I'm on the beta, the iOS 27 beta, not iOS, sorry, the Mac OS 27 beta. And if you look, so I'm doing the pins, dropping of pins. I cannot type more than one letter at a time. I have to keep clicking in to make it the active. So I can't just type a whole thing. I can only do one letter at a time. Then I have to click in. This is, Alex, something that we're seeing elsewhere in the beta. So it's just something to keep an eye on and be aware of.
Oh, wait. So this is when you are just adding a question.
Correct.
You're in the map one.
Right.
Okay, so let me
There's
just
a.
try to replicate. I want to replicate
I
what
don't
you're
think you're
doing
going to because
because
this
I'm
is
on
a
a different
focus
I
issue
just want to
in the beta.
prove that
Yeah.
it's
No,
not a
let's
problem
try
with
it.
me.
Yeah.
So it is, which activity did you do?
I have no idea. I did pin on map.
Pin on map. Okay, pin on map. Next. And what would you like to ask participants?
Right. I wrote where I was going to write. Where are you from?
Oh yeah, no, I'm having that problem too.
Oh, so it's not the beta. So you can type one letter, and then you have to click in it again.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. It's not the
Okay.
beta.
Nope, it's not the
So
beta, but I will let him know. Yep. Okay, so I
okay,
can
great.
let him know about that. So this is
There you
in
go.
the pin on
Live
map.
live beta testing, live bug squashing. Love it.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's a really cool engagement tool. So for those of us who engage people regularly, I mean, he is a facilitator. That's his job. So there's a lot of engagement that happens. I treat my classes essentially like workshops. So I'm really interested in a lot of the facilitation tools and
I'm
and
seeing the portrait chinois. Is that how you say it?
I believe that is the way to say the portrait chinois.
That you know what it makes me think that this is a what were those books that you had to fill in? Not choose your own adventure. Like there were these books when I was a kid, and it would have blanks throughout, and it would say put a noun here, put a verb here, and you would put
Mad
silly
Libs.
words. Mad
Mad
Libs,
Libs.
thank you. And you put
I
silly
have
words
actual
in.
Mad Libs. Yes,
So
it
this
is
is what it
pretty
makes me
cool.
think of.
This is pretty cool, and I actually played around with this one as a participant in one of his sessions, and I thought it was really fun. So you can do fun things with this.
Wow, and I'm
Let's
on
get
an island too. I just went on an island.
Yeah, you can be on an island, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. And some of
How
the
does he
things
think of this stuff?
I'm not familiar 100% with yet because I've just started to play. Today was my first today was my first session using the tool, but I think he's super open to feedback and changes. Again, you know, he's had it for a long time, but this is now I think a really excellent version that he's putting out here that looks good. and so you can so I've got this is the presentation window. So when I want to show it using Ecamm or any overlay tool, I will have my control one with all the menu settings, etc., on a separate window. And then when I need to share it with them, I'm just sharing the presentation window, and they can see, and then the participants will be able to see that, which is great. So he even thought about those of us who are using overlays and sharing this way or if people are using regular screen share in Zoom, they'll be able to share this window to share the results, to share with the participants. So it's a pretty great tool. And you know, Stream Alive is an excellent tool as well and captures different things. And they are neither one is a free tool, unfortunately, for educators or otherwise. It, it is a paid tool, but you know,
Although on his website, I think storms.ai, I think I
well,
saw
I
somewhere.
I talked to him about offering an educational discount because a lot of platforms have either low or no cost options for educators. So he agreed to a 50% discount for educators after we talked.
Wow. Yeah, because I saw a something special educator pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Twice the limit, half the price.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's
And
like
just saying that was after I talked to him about it. So we
you
get
get the
an
credit.
educational discount.
There you go.
Once he starts charging, I will be paying for it. I do like the tool. I think that it is really cool. And I like being able to have access to people who create this stuff. I can't create it myself, but he can. So I can make
Yeah.
requests. And as I use it and build more with it, so I love to use Stream Alive, Miro, Zoom, Keynote, Ecamm, Video Pencil, and Storms is now another type of tool that I can use because I feel like it's important not
All
to
of the above.
constantly be switching and adding new things, but it's important for things not never to get stale or boring either. So switching it up, having options and different purposes for different tools. So the one thing I don't know just yet about Storms is reports and getting data. So for example, after my session today, being able to download these and potentially share it with participants, or in my case with my students, we're together for a whole semester, so I could capture something like this in the beginning of a semester and then share it again at the end. I just want to
Right.
find out how to extract data from this, how to
That's
download this
fascinating.
stuff easily.
Yeah.
But for continuity and for
Yeah, he'll definitely
growth,
want to have an expert
progress.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's, if it's not being built, or if he doesn't have it already, I'm sure that it's something that will be built. But it was just so interesting to be a part of the sessions and learn it and be able to create it. And I I like the idea of learning how to use it and then showing other people how to use it because it's new. I love teaching people who have questions about Ecamm and get it started, but we have so many wonderful people already teaching Ecamm that have tons of
Yeah.
courses and content, and that's excellent. This is a newer one, and I'm sure Alex will make his things, but I really I can see myself making some instructional videos helping people learn how to use this new tool, people who are going to be using it, or even Camo, some of the tools. I mean, I'm teaching them to my students anyway, so it
You,
makes
you know
sense.
the
But
type of the I know it's late, we have to go, but the type of video that
oh my
I
gosh,
think
I
would
didn't
be
even realize what time it was.
yeah. The type of instructional video that I would love, Tatiana, for me at least, is and it goes back to having so many options, is not just how to use it like from a technical click around, but as an educator, what kind of engagement tool should I use in different situations? Like, when would it be a good idea to use the drop a pin tool? When would it be? Give me, what are some use cases for the island tool? That to me would be like super helpful, because sometimes you just feel overwhelmed by the
Overwhelmed.
options, and you want someone who really knows what they're talking about to say, listen, you can do whatever you want. Here's a good place to start. That to me would be super helpful.
Mm, okay, I like
So,
that. I like that tip.
something to think about. Yeah.
I like that. I like having that direction. David, thank you so much. And listen, the time flew by today because I literally thought we'd been talking for about 25 to 30 minutes.
It's awesome. We learned a lot. That's good.
We sure
It was
did.
really
Thanks
nice
so
seeing you,
much.
Tatiana.
Great to see you as always, David, and I will see you next time.
You got, if you're watching, if you want to join us, ecammforeducators.com. We're here the third Thursday of every, no, today's
Tuesday.
Tuesday. The third
Third
Tuesday of every month.
Tuesday of
Sorry,
every month, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern.
So, we'd love to have you. And again, it's an open, casual conversation about Ecamm and all the adjacent tools we use with Ecamm for educational purposes. And so you can bring your questions, you can bring your frustrations, you can bring your wins, and we're here to help. David and I, David, you've been using Ecamm longer than me, but I consider myself like somewhere in the intermediate to starting to become advanced level for sure
Please.
with Ecamm, but there's always so much to learn. And
Absolutely.
yeah, please join us. And again, you do not have to have an official educator title, but if you are teaching others in your content, this would be a great place to come